Hi everyone, I hope you're still enjoying the 250 million download event. Just going to cover one of the rewards for the celebration, which was the Red Dragon Stone. As you know, you get to choose a character using that stone for free. So if you're still thinking about which character to choose, hopefully this will help a bit. So these first three cards all have Extreme Z Awakenings as part of the family Kamehameha Extreme Z battle. The bottom guys also have Extreme Z Awakenings, I believe, but we'll talk about these three first. The Super Agility Super Saiyan Gohan with the Extreme Z Awakening stats has the ability to raise attack for 1 turn and cause supreme damage to the enemy as part of the super attack. It's decent, but not the best. Passive, he has the ability to increase attack by 90%. And defense by 40% when performing a super attack. So this is a pretty good attack and defense boost. So he could do well on either a Hybrid Saiyan or a Majin Buu Saga team or a super team. As far as his link skills, he has all of the Super Saiyan links, so he would do well with other Super Saiyans. The next one is Super Strength Super Saiyan Goku. This is one of my favorites out of the first three because he has the ability to raise allies' attacks by 25% for 1 turn as part of his super attack. In addition to that, his passive skill will have +3 ki attack and defense increase of 80% when HP is 30% or above. So he does have the most balanced attack and defense increase passive out of all three. On top of that, he has the ability to increase attack for all allies by 25%, so I would rate this over the 3 cards on top. Next we have Super Strength Super Saiyan Goten. This unit does have the Nuking Leader skill, which isn't really relevant anymore. As part of the super attack, he has the ability to raise his defense by 30% for 3 turns. He is also an orb changer and converts physical type ki to rainbow ki. Attack and defense will also increase by 70%, so this isn't a bad unit. He could help out with the Extreme Z Awakened Super Agility Piccolo, since Piccolo will get an extra boost toward attack by collecting rainbow keys, so that could definitely help him out there. Attack and defense increase to 70% isn't bad either. Again, he falls into the Hybrid Saiyans and Majin Buu categories, so he would do well with those setups. So next I'll cover Tech Beerus, which is a great partner for the LR Beerus if you happen to have him, or LR Beerus and Whis. He does also have the Rage mode, so he'll go into Rage once HP is below 30%. So for global players, JP recently got the Giants category, and Rage active characters get a major buff to where their potential system skills will kick in when they are either in Giant or Rage mode, so this guy would certainly do a lot more power once that becomes available in global. Again, he is probably the best partner for LR Beerus and Whis, but the unit itself has the ability to lower enemy defense as part of the super attack. Attack will increase by 60% once the turn starts. And based on the passive in addition to that ability to go into Rage mode, once HP drops below 30%, his link skills, he's going to share a lot of links with LR Beerus and Whis. So if you have these 2 units and don't have any other Beerus units, this might be a good choice for you. Next up we have Extreme Intelligence Janemba. This guy is a bit outdated now, but it's still a good card. He has the ability to greatly lower defense as part of the super attack, so this could be beneficial for Super Battle Road. Passive skill attack and defense increase of 5,000. It's a flat boost, but he does have the ability for guard activated against all attacks, so he's going to be effective defending against all types. Link skills are straightforward. It's Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle. Pretty standard stuff for extreme type units, so he'll link up well with the rest of the units on a villain type team. He only falls into one category, which is movie bosses, so if you don't have the Strength Janemba, this guy is a decent alternative, and his SA is semi-farmable from the Ability Janemba unit that awakens into Super Janemba. Next here we have the Strength Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, which is probably one of the best defensive units in the game still. Older unit, but still a great unit. As far as ability, he has a high chance to stun the enemy as part of the super attack, so he could come in handy against battles like Super Battle Road or Battlefield if Global ever receives that. This high stun chance makes him a great choice, as well as his passive, which reduces damage by 80% for 7 turns. So again, really useful. And he's literally only going to take double-digit damage against super attacks. So it's very effective in tanking. He's a Super Saiyan 3, so if you have Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, which I saw in the comments, a lot of you guys did pull him from ticket summons. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is a great staple for that team. He does also fall into Pure Saiyans, and you could also use him on a Super type team. So in my opinion, this is an overall great choice. Here we have old school physical type Buu. This is, again, overall a pretty good unit. The great thing about Buu is the passive skill of attack and defense increase of 50% for all allies when HP is 80% or above. That's a pretty substantial boost. So a lot of units nowadays are getting close to that amount, but this unit is still killing it with the ability to increase attack and defense by 50%. The only downside to this restriction is that HP has to be 80% or above. So during a tough Dokkan event against bosses, that might be a struggle, but if you're running a villains team, that could be offset by at least 25% if you activate big bag bosses, because that will activate attack and defense increase of 25% when HP is 80% or below. So some of that will be offset with that link skill, even if that passive disappears. So again, if you're running a villains team, this guy's a great choice. Overall, one of the best things about this card is his ability to raise attack and defense by a pretty substantial amount. He falls into 2 categories: Resurrected Warriors and Majin Buu Saga. So he would probably do better on the Resurrected Warriors category. Next up is Super Agility Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who also happened to get an Extreme Z Awakening a while back, I believe. He is a decent lead, so if you're a newer player or you're lacking a good agility type lead, he is a great choice. Leadership skill is agility type plus 3 key, HP attack and defense by 70%. Obviously not the best, but still a decent choice. You would still be able to get by to a certain degree. Super attack will cause immense damage to the enemy and greatly lowers enemy defense. So passive skill will increase defense by 70% at the start of the turn. Attack increase of 120% for 7 turns from the start. So again, a good overall package since you're looking at attack increase of 120% and defense increase of 70%. On top of his ability to hit well, you're also looking at quite a bit of boost from his passive. And this guy is a Super Saiyan unit, so he shouldn't struggle if you pair him up with a super type team. He falls into 4 categories: Majin Buu Saga, Super Saiyan 3, Pure Saiyans, and Full Power, although he's probably best fitting for the Super Saiyan 3 category just because he gets the best boost from that. Now, Tech Perfect Cell is a pretty good unit, but he has also gotten the upgrade as part of the Extreme Z Awakening. So this guy now has the Tech type leadership skill of plus 3 key HP attack and defense increase of 70%. So if you're lacking a Tech type lead, you can definitely use this guy. Super attack will cause immense damage, but also recover 10% of HP. So definitely not a bad combination there. He does have the nuking passive skill where attack and defense will increase by 15% for every key sphere collected, and then also key +1 whenever a key is raised with rainbow type key. Link skills are okay, not the best. He does have fierce battle and big bad bosses. The rest of them are pretty limited, but you can still get by, especially with the fact that he does have the ability to increase attack and defense by collecting more key. It's beneficial to partner him with a unit that has the ability to change key. Also, Perfect Cell has 3 categories: Resurrected Warriors, Full Power, and the Android category. Alright, next up we have Intelligence Type Ultimate Gohan. And I think he recently got an Extreme Z Awakening in JP. This guy, he has the intelligence type key of 70% plus 3 key HP attack and defense. So not bad if you're lacking certain unit leads with that category. He does have the Kaioken mechanic where he greatly raises attack for every super attack and also causes immense damage to the enemy with the Extreme Z Awakening. Instead of supreme damage, which I believe it was previously, the longer the battles are, the more powerful this guy is going to get because he does have that ability to raise attack for every super attack. So if you're looking at dupes for this guy, it's a good idea to invest in a balance between additional attacks and criticals. That way you can maximize on his attack stacking ability. Passive skill key plus 5 attack increase of 80% and defense increase of 40% when key is 7 or more. That pretty much has the ability to super attack if you can get the key to level 7. That's one of the greatest things about this guy. He doesn't require 12 key to get a super attack. This unit is similar to the strength version in terms of link skills, Saiyan War Race, Saiyan Lineage, Infighter, Power Bestowed by God are among the ones that he has. Hybrid Saiyans and Majin Buu Saga are the categories that he falls under, so he should do well in either one of those. Next up is the Strength Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. This unit is also pretty good, and if you don't have the LR Broly unit, this may be a good option for the World Tournament because he does attack all enemies. So again, very useful if you don't have LR Broly. Super attack, he will cause supreme damage to all enemies and raises attack for 3 turns. So you could go with something like 12 additional attack at level 14 criticals, that sort of approach, and have a balance between combos and criticals. Or you could go all out with one of them, it doesn't really matter. Passive skill attack and defense increase of 80%, so unlike the other Broly units, he does have the ability to increase his defense as part of that passive. 80% will make quite a difference. He can actually tank pretty well. Link skills are Super Saiyan Warrior Race and Super Saiyan Fierce Battle. Those are just some of them. So he has all the key ingredients as far as link skills that he would need to link up with other Super Saiyan units. And Broly has 3 categories. You have movie bosses, pure Saiyans, and full powers. So a lot of people tend to like using him in a movie bosses type team since he does get a 150% boost. The last unit I'm going to cover is the physical type Final Form Frieza unit. I believe he did get an Extreme Z Awakening as well. So I'll just cover the stats a bit. 70% leads as part of his leader skill. With the Extreme Z Awakened, super attack will cause immense damage to enemies, and defense will increase by 30% for 3 turns. His passive skill is also pretty good. Attack will increase by 120% when performing a super attack, so you're looking at a pretty decent boost. Also, key plus 3 in defense increase of 30% as the first attacker in a turn, so a little restricted in the second passive since it requires him to attack first, but overall not a bad unit. You want to link him up with other Frieza family type units since he does have the Universe Most Malevolent, Strongest Clan of Space, along with Fierce Battle, Big Bosses, and Nightmare link skills. Frieza does fall into the Planet Namek Saga category, and with the Extreme Z battle coming up for Piccolo, this guy will be in the category that has an advantage. So overall, the 3 that I would probably recommend are Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta because defensive ability, and he has his high chance to stun the enemy. Some may disagree, but Broly, with his ability to attack all enemies, and the passive also increases attack and defense by 80%, and especially because he falls under movie bosses, so he can do a lot of damage. So again, a great option if you don't have LR Broly. And last recommendation would be Cell, since he should be getting a Z Awakening and Global soon. Immense damage, recovers 10% HP for every super attack. His attack and defense will also increase by 15% per key collected, so he can be on a variety of teams. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope this was informative, and good luck, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell button for notifications.